We're going to talk a little bit about body mechanics. Why are body mechanics so important? Well, if you're a massage therapist, you already know that massage can be a tough job. So why not try to find some ways to work smarter and not harder? No one is better at doing the massage that you do than you do. Does that make sense? You are the expert at doing what you do. But what you get to do is take little pieces from here and there and incorporate them and make them yours. So you get to learn from me, you get to learn from continuing education classes, you get to learn from books. You take all that and you make it yours. You are the artist. You are the Bob Ross of your massage. Paint in happy little trees here, paint in a nice little lake here. You are the artist. And that's what's great about this, is you can take bits and pieces of what I'm showing you and make it yours, make it work for you. Why are body mechanics so important? Well, if you're a massage therapist, you already know. So a friend of mine likes to describe it as doing massage as if you were driving down the highway in a Prius and getting 40 miles a gallon versus doing massage like you're driving down the highway in a Ford F-150 1978 version, getting about 8 miles a gallon. So at the end of the day, are you gonna have any gas left in your tank to be with your family, to be with your friends, to do the things that you wanna do? Or are you gonna be wiped out from doing massage all day long? Body mechanics are gonna help save our energy so that we can have energy at the end of the day and actually have a life at the end of the day instead of being just wiped out from doing massage all day. Massage can be a tough job and we need to save our bodies. So if we can work more easily, more comfortably, and have some gas left in the tank at the end of the day, that's a win-win. Because how many of you have done 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 massages in a day and come home and just been spent, been done? So we're going to talk about a body mechanic that maybe you can incorporate into what you do to help you have more energy at the end of the day. So we're going to talk about this body mechanic. We're going to just start with our feet at about shoulder width apart. And we're just going to think about being centered and being grounded. So what that feels like is, imagine having big long spikes shooting into the ground, or your feet are hanging onto the ground like you have roots like a big oak tree, just connected into the ground. So that's what it feels like to be centered, to be grounded. Now from there, we're going to take a step forward with one of our feet. So we have this staggered stance. So we have 50% of our weight in our front foot, 50% of the weight in our back foot. Now our movement is going to originate from our hips. So we want to imagine that we have a tow rope connected to the center of our body. So the center lives right below the belly button, right about where my belt buckle is. So imagine a tow rope attached to my belt buckle pulling us forward. So that tow rope pulls us forward until our knee gets right above our toe. That's about as far as we want to go. So if you want to follow along, you can come forward until about 70% of your weight is in that front foot. You can look down, get an idea of where that patella goes over that front toe. And this is what we call the 70-30 stance. So 70% of our weight is in the front foot, 30% of our weight is in the back foot. That tow rope has pulled us forward. Now we can come back to 50% of the weight in our front foot, 50% of the weight in our back foot. We can also come back to a point where we put 70% of the weight in our back foot and 30% of our weight in the front foot. So that is a movement for a horizontal application of massage. So it's going to look, if we're doing some air massage, it may look a little something like this. To simulate a person, because I don't have a person right now, simulate a person, I'm using these pillows. Now typically what you'll see, a massage therapist will apply a technique that looks something like this. And look how rounded the back is. Look where the head is. Look where all the work is coming from. All the work is coming from the upper body. Now, if we put ourselves into this 70-30 stance, or this different body mechanic, what starts in our feet ends up in our hands. So says Ida Rolf. We get into this stance, our arms stay long and strong, and we bring 70% of our weight into that front foot, come back to center, 70% of the weight in our back foot. See that? None of the work is coming from my shoulders. It's all coming from the core. It's all coming from where I move. So the important part is our hips are pointing in the direction of our movement. So you'll notice that our hips can't point in one direction or the other. It's got to point in the direction of our motion. So this would be a good application for a Swedish stroke. Now if we go back and look at what this looks like, a lot of work there versus a little bit of work coming from the core. Doesn't that look nice? I have heard that the average career expectancy of a massage therapist is 6.2 years. And that's an older statistic from the AMTA. Some of the more recent numbers that I've heard is that massage therapists are burning out after 3 and 4 years, and that's not a good sign. So this is one way, if you're a massage therapist, to save your body and allow you to work longer, allow you to work smarter, not harder. And if you found value in any of the stuff that we've talked about today, I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know. That way I can create more content and bring you more techniques and more things to incorporate into your practice, more things to make your own. I would love to share. So subscribe, leave me a comment, just let me know and we'll make some more.